Life is a mystery. You are listening to episode 4. Welcome to Pop Palace. Hey everyone, welcome back to Pop Palace. This is Jack, and this is episode 4. Episode 4 is going to be like a prayer. If you're new to Pop Palace, welcome. I'm your host, Jack. I'm currently studying contemporary music business, and I have a passion for iconic women in pop music. This is Pop Palace. Let's get started. At Pop Palace, our mission is to celebrate the iconic women of pop music history and celebrate them as well. So, with season 1, I began with the Queen of Pop herself, Madonna, and we have begun at her early beginnings all the way up to her third album release, True Blue, which was last episode. And now here we are, episode 4, which is going to be like a prayer. I'm so excited to have you guys back. This is such a fun experience for me, and let's get started. Yay! Welcome to 1989. This is a pivotal year for Madonna. So this year is not the best year for Madonna. She is actually ending her relationship with Sean Penn, and they are beginning a divorce. And during this time, she starts to work on her newest album, Like a Prayer. So Madonna is facing a lot of personal issues right now, and she goes back to what she knows, which is music. So during this time, Madonna partners back with Patrick Leonard and Stephen Bray, who we both know from working on her past 3 albums with her. And if you listen to the other episodes, you'll be already familiar with those names. And they infuse her music with her personal trials and tribulations. So this album is about Madonna. It's no longer her honeymoon phase. This is Madonna ending her relationship and finding her true self again. Madonna used Like a Prayer to explore themes close to her heart, such as her Catholic upbringing, the complexities of her relationships, added a personal touch that really resonated deeply with her fans. This is probably one of her most introspective works yet. Madonna is the it girl right now. She has been the it girl for a few years. This is the end of the 80s, and we're transitioning into early 90s. Madonna is ever evolving. So, even within the few years that she has been in the music industry, she is now evolving into something new. Each album is a metamorphosis of who she is or who she was, and they are all similar to her and true to herself, but they're also vastly different. And something that I truly appreciate about Madonna that I don't think people really give her enough respect for is the amount of times that she can totally revolutionize and change her entire existence and do it successfully over and over and over again. There aren't many artists that can do that. There aren't many artists that can't not stay in their same lane for the rest of their career. Think about all the famous legacy artists that you know and how they're known for the same songs their entire life and like the same style of music and the same aesthetics for their entire career, when Madonna changes that every 4 years or so, even sooner, and she does it well. And I don't think she gets the credit she deserves. Like, how can you revolutionize and forever evolve as your career continues instead of staying in the same lane and just doing what you know has worked in the past? I don't know. I think that's just so amazing, so out there. She's so ahead of her time. An interesting facet of Like a Prayer was Madonna's collaboration with Prince on the track Love Song. So she recorded this at Prince's own Paisley Park Studios, and the song highlights a fusion of their distinct styles. I love this song, and the first time I heard it, I immediately checked the credits to see who was singing on it or who was playing on it, because you can feel Prince's presence from the beginning of the song. I love this song so much. I was finding it kind of interesting that when I was checking the Spotify credits, though, and on Apple Music I checked too, and Prince wasn't credited, even though he's clearly on the album. I think that this probably is just like an oversight, an overlook, because he definitely is on that song. You can hear it clearly. Something that also makes this song honestly really strange is that in the creating of the song, they were both at Prince's Paisley Park Studios, but not together. They recorded it separately while each other weren't there. And so I think that is honestly really strange and really weird. But looking back, they did have some sort of an interesting relationship. Prince and Madonna were briefly dating, sort of. It's not like 100% yes, they dated. It's more like they had a relationship in the 80s that didn't last super long. And Prince later said in like 2013, talking to Billboard, how his strained relationship with Warner Bros. Music was due to the pop icon, Madonna. The album itself is a rich tapestry of pop, gospel, rock, and dance elements. The title track features a gospel choir blending spiritual tones with pop rhythms. So this sets a compelling tone for the entire album. Like, as soon as you play the first song, which is the title track, it immediately brings you to know. It immediately transforms you into this space that you know what the rest of the album's going to be like. Like a Prayer had a large cultural impact. It soared to number one across the globe. It became a defining moment of the album was in the late 80s. It wasn't just melodies that captured the world. It had bold examinations of themes like religion and personal pain. This is something that we've seen in the past. Madonna loves to examine religion and pain. If you could describe Madonna's career, religion would be a big part of it, and her examination of religion. So this whole album is basically that, and it's examining what she was taught growing up in Catholic school with the current pain that she's facing in her adult life. Well, also, I don't think that Madonna gets enough credit for is how she is willing to have these introspective conversations about her pain and her religious trauma and share with the world, because this allows other people who might be feeling the same way to listen to her music and feel free. Madonna is just helping people feel free. Even years later, Like a Prayer has still a massive cultural impact. Like a Prayer is celebrated not only artistically, but for its boldness and its influence in the music industry and in culture. Madonna really took another step out of her comfort zone for this album. She never does anything with the norm or anything that's just gonna casually go by. No, she's always making a statement. And this was credited to transforming Madonna from a pop icon into a serious musical artist. So before this, in True Blue, she was solidified as the 80s queen of pop and 80s pop ballad icon, but now she's really proved to herself and proved to the world that she is a serious musical artist. This album has inspired countless generations of new musicians. So it's 1990, and Madonna was ready to be a global superstar. She was ready to take this album on the road, and that's what she did. This is when Madonna started, honestly, one of her most iconic and most infamous tours ever. This is the Blond Ambition Tour. The Blond Ambition Tour becomes one of the most controversial and critically acclaimed projects ever. So the tour was designed to promote her fourth album, Like a Prayer. So during this time, Madonna was also working on a movie, Dick Tracy, and was starring in it and creating all the music for it. So this album was to promote that as well as Like a Prayer, her album. So from the beginning, Blond Ambition was set to dazzle. Madonna was known for her meticulous attention to her artistic expression. So she brought in a team that included her brother, Christopher Ciccone, as the tour's art director, a French fashion icon, Jean-Paul Gaultier, and he designed all the costumes. Each element of the tour was carefully crafted to challenge and entertain. So from the complex dance routines to the provocative fashion, Madonna was doing it. And just like she said in her last tour, this was going to be a multimedia theatrical experience. This is not a show. This is not a concert. This is a theatrical experience. If there's any Madonna tour that I wish I could go back in time and see, it was the Blonde Ambition tour, and it's just like so iconic in every sense of the word. So Madonna used Catholic imagery once again, and explicit sexual content grew criticism from religious groups, and this even led to a boycott by Pope Jean-Paul II. Despite this, or maybe because of it, the tour was a commercial success, and it grossed over $62 million. And it won Polestar Award for the most creative stage production. If you don't know Polestar, they do live rankings for like live performances and concerts. They're honestly a really good resource to check out if you're ever interested to see how someone's tour is doing. They put out a weekly roster of the tour and ranks them based on attendance, social rank, ticket sales, and pretty much everything else. It's really interesting. I love Polestar. The legacy of the Blonde Ambition Tour, it extends beyond its immediate impact. So it set new standards for live performance in the music industry, and it influenced artists for decades. So Madonna set the standard for what the new music industry was going to be, and everyone else followed. Madonna proved that a concert could be a theatrical event, a place to make statements and break taboos. This isn't just her singing on a stage pretty songs as a pretty person. No, she's so much more than that. This is her making a statement. This is her time to shine and change the world. And she also wants the fans to have an experience that's not boring. She wants them to have an experience that is theatrical and something that she would enjoy herself, and something that truly expresses her artistic value more than just her singing a song. So with Madonna's brother's help, Christopher, and Jean-Paul Gaultier, they crafted a stage experience that was divided into 5 acts. So each act was with a unique theme, and Gaultier's designs played a critical role. So he made the iconic conical bras. Everybody knows about this. They were the bras that have the cones where the boobs are, and they become a statement for Madonna and a statement for Jean-Paul. He even uses this as a perfume bottle in the future. Like, to this day, you can buy his perfume, and it's a bottle wearing one of his cone bras that he made originally for Madonna. You can even see the impact of the cone bras with Lady Gaga. She brought out a cone bra for her live performance when she did the sparks coming out of the cone bra. Once again, who started it first? Madonna. The stage itself was a technological marvel. It cost about $2 million and featured a complex arrangement of hydraulics and multiple set pieces that facilitated quick change between the high energy acts. So this was a whole production. This needed entire teams, and it was way before its time. So Like a Prayer and the Blonde Ambition tour that followed it were massive points in Madonna's career. Madonna's Like a Prayer and Blonde Ambition tour were legendary, not even just for Madonna, but for the entire world. These are 2 cultural moments that will never be forgotten for the rest of time. Past Madonna's time, past our time, these will still be moments that are referred to and that have been adding to the current culture. This might be a little controversial, but I think if we didn't have Like a Prayer, the album, that a lot of pop culture today would be significantly different. Specifically, like pop music, pop culture. Like always, this is just a brief overview of the album and the tour. I know that this album has so much more intricacies and so many more details that we could talk about for hours, but I just wanted to give you like a little brief history of Like a Prayer and the Blonde Ambition tour. I really hope you enjoy the podcast. I highly suggest that you look up the conical bras specifically, and go listen to Like a Prayer and watch some of the Blonde Ambition videos from the tour. I hope everyone has I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And if you haven't listened to the first 3 episodes, you should do that. And yeah, that's all. Have a great day. This is Jack. Bye.